out a way to erase a deficit seemingly every single day. And here's the starting batting order for their head coach, Joe Duran, in his 16th season leading the program. Jaden Tregesser leads off at second. Andrew Ha is the center fielder batting second. And Raiden Nakamura in right field hits third. Gabe Coltman is their big slugger. He's been struggling. Joe Duran hopes that he breaks out tonight. Cal Grodwall has been their best hitter here in Shelby. He's at third batting fifth with Nolan and Ben Folio. The Folio brothers at short and first respectively. Cooper Berta gets the start on the mound. He made an incredible diving catch for a double play in the game against Whitehall, New Jersey. That was remarkable. And Johnny King is the 9-hitter, catching and organizing things for the Oregon pitching staff. The Portland lineup, though, is going to take their swings against Santino Arenaga. And it'll be his first appearance here in Shelby. They've saved one of their best guys for this big game.
Yes, they have. We're going to call him Tino since I've got to know him a little bit. But, man, at the regional, Evan, he threw a complete game, won, didn't give up a run, struck out 11 guys at the regional. I mean, just an unbelievable start there, and they're hoping they can get that here today.
We'll see if he can replicate that. 96 pitches. That was 10 days ago now. He's been dealing with a little bit of shoulder soreness. One of the reasons he hasn't pitched so far, but he's feeling good. He is ready to go. Michael Lonick's team at the American Legion World Series for the third time in the last 4 years. They were the runners-up here 3 years ago. They are also trying to go a step further. The post 500 defense has Sutko in left. The Grand Slam star from yesterday, Delay Odolate in center. Trevor Roach moves from third base to right field, in part to get Jackson Makovica in the lineup after he had 3 hits in the semis. Kalai Larson back at short. With Brody McIntyre at second, Huxton Cott at first, and Brayton Erickson, who was the regional MVP for Lincoln, doing the catching and leading this team onto the field. There's Delay. Second inning grand slam broke it open for Nebraska yesterday. Kalai Larson got the start. 4 no-hit innings before the monsoon arrived and delayed the game. But Lincoln wins by the 10-run rule, and off we go. The championship game of the 99th American Legion World Series. Lincoln, Nebraska, and Portland, Oregon. Jaden Tregesser, the second baseman, leads off for the Barbers. Portland's known as the Barbers because they're sponsored by the barber shop in town. And Lincoln is known as the Rugs because they are sponsored by Carpetland. So the Rugs and the Barbers, we got 2 fun clubs that have a lot of mutual respect for each other. In fact, they played in a huge game Sunday here in Shelby last year. It basically decided that the Barbers were going to go to the semis and that the Rugs were going home. It's a high-scoring shootout. Expect it to be a little bit more defensive-oriented today, but who knows? We shall see. It's baseball. You never know.
We've seen a lot of crazy things this past week.
This Portland team has scored 17 runs in 4 games. Even their coach thinks they haven't played great baseball, and yet here they are in the finals. He acknowledges they've been clutch, they've gotten a little lucky, and he hopes to take advantage of this opportunity after they went just 1-2 in pool play, but there was a 3-way tie in their pool, so they got the spot in the semis due to their runs allowed being lower than Jacksonville or New Hampshire.
Yeah, they're doing it completely different than they did last year. They hit 12 home runs here at this World Series last year.
Yeah.
And they're having to play a little small ball this year.
They're still looking for their first home run of this season. Maybe it's from Gabe Coltman, who hit several of them last year.
Yeah, they're hoping he'll break out.
The 3-2. And that's line toward the gap in left center. A credible diving catch by Sam Sutko.
Wow.
One away.
What a way to get started here.
This looked destined for the gap, and Sam Sutko got a great jump and let it fly.
From where you and I are sitting, I thought it was down. 100% down.
Spectacular defensive start for the Lincoln, Nebraska team. Here's Andrew Ha, who's got 3 hits in 4 games for Portland.
And one of the big things to talk about here, Ryan Hemsley, which is one of Portland's best players, got hurt earlier in the tournament on a slide, hurt his shoulder. And this is the spot he is usually in and has been all year. And was one of the best players.
Strike 2 in there to Ha. This stage of the season, everybody dealing with different injuries, absences. These two teams have continued to grind and earn their way here. Ha down the right field line. It's slicing foul. One ball, 2 strikes on Andrew Ha. He's the fastest player on the team, but he's not going to get a chance to run here. First strikeout for Aranaga, 2 away.
Well, what Michael Lonick was looking for from Tino was looking to see him throwing strikes today, being aggressive in the zone. It looks like that's what he's getting.
Michael Lonick said when Aranaga is on, he's as good as anybody. He's had his best starts of the season down the stretch, including at the regional. Raiden Nakamura takes ball 1 low. Raiden Nakamura, one of the returning starters from a year ago for this Portland team. Last year he was one of 3 Nakamuras in the lineup, along with his brother Logan, his cousin Jaden.
And earlier today, we thought we may see him on the mound tonight in this game, and it was kind of flipped around.
Some uncertainty with would we see Raiden. We might still see him on the mound at some point. That's upstairs, 3-0. Aranaga's fallen behind Nakamura. Takes a strike right down the middle. Joe Duran has said about his team, of their 11 wins in the postseason, regional, state tournament, they've been down in 10 of them. To third, Jackson Makovica, high throw, but a nice. No, it's off the glove of Cott. I thought he had it. Nakamura will be safe at first. It's an error. The throw is high, and Nakamura's aboard.
Well, just like you, I thought he had it at first. May have just been a little high.
Off the tip of his glove. So here's Coltman getting a chance to bat with a runner aboard. One of the best hitters at the World Series here in Shelby last year. His coach Joe Duran says he's the best hitter I've had in 16 years coaching. And yet he's cold right now.
Yeah, he's 1 for 12 here at this series. Last year he hit 500 here with 3 home runs. And you can see from yesterday he's changed his stance a little bit. He was a lot taller, and now he is kind of getting down in the legs more. See if that helps.
Portland lost their first game at the regionals. They lost their first game at the World Series. They are still alive. This team will not die. 1-2 to Coltman. Aranaga checks over at first on Nakamura.
I was talking with Ross Hickson, the Troy coach has been here, won it, before and today. And we were talking about how Oregon won yesterday on a bunt, really make something happen.
You're not expecting this guy to bunt, though.
No, but it's just a completely different team than what we last year. Man, they had some guys in their lineup that could hit the ball a long ways. And you can see there the difference with the numbers from 25 to 26.
High fly to right, but shallow for Trevor Roach. And Coltman is now 1 for 13 at this year's American Legion World Series. Aranaga works around the 2-out error, and after half an inning, it's Portland nothing. Find a way to impact winning in the biggest games on the biggest stages. Brody McIntyre, possible player of the tournament, leads off at second base. Kalai Larson, how dynamic has he been, both at short and on the mound? And then you got DeLeo Odelate, the big bat, who hit the grand slam yesterday. Brayton Erickson, the catcher, cleans up. Cade Anderson, like Coltman for Portland's been struggling a little bit. They want him to break out today. Trevor Roach in right. Huxton Cott is at first with Makovica playing third. And Sutko, that incredible diving catch in left field to help out Aranaga in the first. And this Lincoln lineup will take their swings against Cooper Berta, who is the guy that Portland wants to have on the mound in a clutch situation. His coach says he's the definition of a gamer.
Well, we can see that. He's already 2-0 here at this American Legion World Series. Pitched 5 1/3 innings. Has not given up an earned run yet.
Can the Rugs break through against this tough righty? Cooper Berta is not the biggest guy. He doesn't throw the fastest, but you've commented that he knows how to pitch.
He knows how to pitch. He may be, actually, if Portland could win this game, may be the MVP of this tournament.
Starts with 2 misses to McIntyre. What do you mean as a former big leaguer yourself when you say this guy knows how to pitch?
Well, he can change speeds. I think that's the name of the game, changing speeds. And, not, got a lot of guys now are afraid to throw to contact. And, he gets soft contact when he gets it. By, working in and out.
This is a Lincoln lineup that creates contact. They don't strike out very much. Only 12 times they've struck out in their 4 games here at the World Series. Berta looking for the zone and finds it. It's 3-1 to Brody McIntyre.
You were saying about McIntyre, possible, MVP of this tournament. If Nebraska wins, you do not want to walk him. He's 5 of 7 stolen bases in this tournament.
3-1. Foul off the foot, and the count runs full.
That had to hurt.
Lincoln, Nebraska had a much tougher road through the regional this year. Last year they had 5 straight wins, outscored their opponents 40-9. This year they suffered a loss on day 2, had to win 4 straight games in the span of 48 hours. And they survived. This Lincoln team in Legion ball, 54-7 for Michael Lonick. 3-2 to McIntyre, cut on and missed. And down he goes, strikeout number 1 for Cooper Berta.
Well, after getting behind 3-0, Cooper Berta battled his way back and big out.
Larson after the first pitch, and he takes it to center, but Andrew Ha was ready for it. And Larson lines out to Ha in center field. Andrew Ha flanked by Gabe Coltman in left and Ryden Nakamura in right. Jaden Tregesser at second and Ben Folio at first, with Johnny King doing the catching for Cooper Berta. Pretty good defense so far in this game, as we suspected there might be. And here's Delay Odolate. You can't defend what he did in the second inning yesterday. An absolute mammoth grand slam with 2 outs that gave Lincoln a 6-0 lead on their way to a 10-0 Slaughter Rule win.
Against a very good Michigan team. It was just one of those days that things weren't going right for them.
Kalai Larson on the mound had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Strike one in there to Odolate. Right after Portland beat Tupelo, Mississippi, Joe Duran said, you know, they're bad. They're really good. They're probably better than us. We got lucky today. We maybe beat them 1 out of 10 times. And it was a similar feel after the game with Lincoln and Midland. Not that Lincoln won, but how they won. I think if Lincoln and Midland play 10 times, maybe only once there's a 10-run rule game, and maybe they split that series 5-5. I mean, those felt like 2 even teams.
Yes, I agree. But that's why you play them. You don't play the game on paper. And
one of these teams will supplant Chesapeake, Virginia, last year's champion here in Shelby. Chesapeake post 280. Odolate takes ball 4 and trots down to first. Odolate only with 3 hits so far in the World Series, one of which is the homer. That's his 5th walk.
And he can run. He had 40 stolen bases on the year. He can fly.
Can Lincoln scratch off another 2-out rally? Braden Erickson takes a strike. Erickson yesterday, a 2-out RBI double in the first, put Lincoln ahead 1-0. And 5 more runs, all coming with 2 outs in the second. And just like that, Midland was in a hole that they could not dig out of. American Legion World Series began here this past Thursday. 8 regional champions. Pickoff attempt, nothing doing. Safe at first. Got to win your state championship to get to regionals, and in some places that means outlasting hundreds of teams.
Yeah.
There's over 400 Legion Ball teams in Minnesota. There's almost 300 in Nebraska alone. So Lincoln outlasts the 277 other teams in Nebraska. Then they win their region. They earn their spot here. And that's a line drive base hit for Erickson with 2 outs again. Odolate stops at second. Cade Anderson coming up next, trying to break out of his slump.
Well, you got to give Erickson credit there. 0-2 count. Probably not where Cooper Burder was trying to get the pitch to, but good job of staying alive. Like you said, they will not strike out a lot.
New rule this year at the American Legion World Series. Teams are allowed to use courtesy runners for the pitcher and the catcher. So this is Easton Lund jogging in. He is the courtesy runner for Michael Lonick. The stats for the runner still belong to Erickson if he scores. Erickson also gets credit for the steal if the courtesy runner steals, which is interesting. Strike one to Cade Anderson, who's 0 for 11, but he is a prolific offensive player.
So you and I were doing the game last night with it, and how many of Nebraska's runs were scored with 2 outs? There were a lot.
The first 6 of them, and then the last 2 of them.
Yeah.
So 8 of the 10.
8 of the 10.
Can they do it again? That just missed. Jim Clayton is the home plate umpire for this final. Matt Saramelli has the calls at first, Drew Meadows at second, Nick Stevens at third. And for the championship game, we have umpires down the outfield lines, Mike Wagner in left and Tony Strada in right. Anderson hits it high and deep to right center. Shy of the track, runs it down. A loud out off the bat of Cade Anderson. But the lightning doesn't strike in the first inning for Lincoln tonight. 2 runners left, and we've got no score as we head to the second.